This is Money Mentors, where I sit down with curious minds of all ages and help them through their personal finance journey. It's all about the why, what, and how of money. Saif, welcome to Money Mentors. There's a lot that we're going to talk about today, but before we do that, would you tell us a little bit about yourself, please?
Sure. Hi, my name is Saif. I'm 43 years old. I was a corporate investment banker. I've just started my own firm, and we're basically a taxation and investment consultancy.
Okay, fabulous. So you are helping people make money now in your new avatar, is that right?
Yes.
So Saif, we have a little ritual that we follow here at Money Mentors. And this ritual is about what you would like to learn today. What's your confession? What's the primary thing that's happening in your life which could be of concern, or something that you want to learn, or something new, or something different that you want to do?
I'm getting older, so I want to experience more of the world. I want to travel to Scandinavia. I want to see the northern lights, so there's a lot of things I need to do which I haven't done yet.
All right. Can I sort of summarize, let's say in one or two words, what might be happening at this stage of your life? If I may call it financial freedom. Okay. You've been working for so many years.
Yes, yeah, of course.
Yeah. All right. So when I say financial freedom, it's a word which I have introduced to you right now. What sort of definition or what sort of understanding do you get when I tell you about financial freedom, or what comes to your mind?
For me, it's just basically, I don't need to worry that, okay, I'm spending this much, what do I leave behind? Or, am I leaving enough for the rainy day, which is bound to come?
So these are normal concerns that we have, right? Whether we have enough, whether we will have enough for a rainy day, okay, how to have that extra income, or now that we have the income but we're not finding the time, these kind of things, right? What sort of investments have you done?
So I currently have equity and mutual funds.
Okay. Would you be having health plans, health insurance?
Of course.
Yeah. Right. Would you be doing some tax-saving investments on an annual basis?
Yes.
So, we do all these basic investments. If you're working somewhere, you have a provident fund, you have gratuities, you have a public provident fund for the people who are not in a salaried environment. Then you have health plans, term insurance plans, NPS. And these are your standard investment products. Once you've done all this, once you've built a fair amount of savings and a corpus for yourself, then that's the time you start thinking about financial freedom. It's about being who you really are and getting to live the life that you want to live. Yeah. Okay. Does that sound all right?
Yeah, it sounds good.
It's also about being able to choose and, having the freedom of choice. And you don't have to work for a living. You don't have to worry about cash flows. Lifestyle is taken care of by the investments that you've made, and those investments are paying you a cash flow from time to time again.
Okay.
Now, moving on from here, there is a little bit of a scientific process in terms of how we want to do this, which I'm going to take you through.
Okay.
And as a result of which, you'll be able to identify where exactly you stand and how you can start materializing the life that you really wanted to have.
Okay.
Yeah? So the number one step is basically counting your money. Haven't you found that a lot of people, if you ask them what's your net worth today, they don't know about it, right?
Yep.
And that happens with us also. If you are going to be in a financial environment doing investment work, sometimes you also don't know what your net worth is. You have to actually sit down and calculate, right?
Yep.
You start looking at your retirement corpuses, you start looking at mutual funds, your house, your property, investments, etc. All of them put together and see where you financially are at. Now, write down everything, look at the current valuation. We may want to do it more often as well. You might want to do it 2 or 3 times in a year once you sort of start reaching this mid-40s kind of an age, right?
Sure.
So, Saif, now what we are going to do as the second step of our process is we are going to write down a little bit of a bucket list, okay? Things that you want to do, things that you want to achieve. Just throw whatever comes to your mind, whatever idea comes to your mind, without really thinking whether this is affordable or not, rational or bizarre. Don't let any of those thoughts come in. Don't overthink. Just hit me with the list and I will start making notations for you. Okay. I know travel was number one. You spoke about that right at the beginning. So we'll write here travel.
So I don't want to travel it's not going to be for a day or 10 days. I want to travel for an extended period, maybe 3 months.
We can have categories also. So let's say in travel there is a 3-month travel that we want to do. Okay, that's a long travel. You want to stay at a particular location and enjoy that location.
I want to really immerse myself
you want to immerse yourself in that culture and live that life.
Yeah.
Okay, great, fabulous. Then
I want to see the northern lights.
Okay, so let's write Scandinavia. Okay.
Also, I want basically to go to an island for like 3 months,
Fabulous, yeah. An island.
Yes. Another thing I would like to do is like, mountains.
Okay. Just mountains, just relaxing in the mountains, doing some trekking or
Trekking,
adventure activity?
Definitely trekking.
Okay, trekking in the mountains. Okay, so we write trekking as well.
I want a Porsche Taycan.
Okay, a Porsche. Okay, fabulous.
That's an electric car, so I'm being nice to the environment.
Absolutely, and you're being nice to yourself too.
Yeah, absolutely. I want a vacation home in Avion.
Okay, vacation home. What more would you like?
Ideally, I would like a private jet, but
Jet?
I don't know if that's
Okay.
really feasible.
A jet,
Since we
a
are-
private jet.
Yeah, since we are going crazy.
Yeah, may as well. Just write down everything that we've only got one life to live. We don't know what's going to happen in the next one, nor do we remember what happened in the previous one.
Yeah.
So,
what else can I think of? I would like a really expensive, maybe a Degas or something.
all
Really
right,
expensive
okay. So we'll just put it as art, okay? Fine. Number 6.
Again, probably eat the finest foods for the rest of my life.
Oh, that's right. Fine dining. Anything else you want to write?
I think we're good.
Okay. So what we'll do is we write down the approximate amounts that these things are going to cost us, okay? So we just write down some numbers, X, Y, Z, etc. The important thing to do in this is there are things that you want to strike out and there are things that you want to circle. So you strike out things that could be postponed and circle things that are like now, that you would like to have on a higher priority, if you like.
So I think the Porsche can be in the circle.
Okay, this one is the circle.
Yeah, the vacation home could be a circle.
Okay.
And the travel could be a circle.
All right. Now, which within the travel? Now, since we have categories, then I'm going to go with category circling.
The Scandinavia.
The Scandinavia is a circle, okay?
Yeah, because I believe that the northern lights may disappear in a while, so
Okay, fair enough. So we put a circle here. Anything here? Circle striking?
I think fine dining could be a circle. Those can be deprioritized.
So, what we are trying to do here, Saif, is whatever we have circled, what is the most important thing amongst these circles, right?
Okay.
So maybe Scandinavia is rank C1. I'm just putting circle 1. Fine dining, I'm just putting C2. Okay? I'm putting circle 3 on your Porsche, and I'm putting a C4 on your vacation home. Okay? So this becomes the ranks of your circles. We are going to do something with this. Write down the list, make these circles, make the strikes, and then rank them. Okay, now keep this in your mind. What we are now going to do is go to the next step of the financial freedom process. To be able to achieve all these things, what we need to do is what I call pushing the pedal. And in this time of midlife, there are a few decision points that we need to take which are crucial. An example, a lot of times we feel that we want to keep safe investments. Safe investments are good, but they only bring in 6 to 8%. Growth investments like your mutual funds where you've invested, like the equities that you've invested, you have seen that the returns on that is much more. So when I say pushing the pedal, it's about pushing more money into equities, right? And following the rules of investment. The rules of investment in the stock market are simple. Every year you will see a 5 to 10% fall, maybe 2 or 3 times or 4 times in a year. Simple. Every 2-3 years you will see a 20% fall. That's going to happen. And every 5 to 8 years you will see a crash or what is known as a 30 or 40% fall. That's the rule of investment. So at that point, when the market is going through that negative phase, of course, you are prepared for that in advance and you don't panic about it. You don't press the sell button. You don't do anything. You just wait out that period. Yep. Pushing the pedal also talks about becoming aggressive. You see, a lot of times, a lot of us are conservative. And this is contrary to popular thoughts. We start feeling, I'm 40, I'm 50, I've made these 2 crores, I've got a savings of 3 crores. These are my life savings, and I will do nothing to take any chances with this money. When you don't do anything with that money, the money will stagnate. It will move at a slower pace. You want it to move at a faster pace.
Yeah, I follow this because I do have some equity investments, and I think when the markets turn, I make it a point to invest more.
Yeah. You could actually implement 2 or 3 or 4 different strategies. Say, for example, you've got 2 crores of your wealth. 1 crore you manage yourself. The other 1 crore you could distribute across 3 or 4 different experts in 3 or 4 different strategies of the stock market. Every strategy, as you know, will have its own merit, right?
Yeah.
Is this good?
Pushing the pedal.
Pushing the pedal. You need to get a little aggressive, otherwise things won't happen. You still have another 30 or 40 years of life pending. So it's not that world is ending tomorrow. And which is why you can afford to get into the equity market and also be a part of the volatility that it gives you.
So I have one comment here.
Yes, please.
So in fact, that if you manage to build up that corpus, which is what something like an SIP would do. So you've built up the corpus.
That's right.
So rather than moving that into a conservative investment, be aggressive with that corpus itself.
Correct. I mean, I'm glad you really brought this up. So you've been doing SIP for some time. So you made a corpus out of it. Now, you know that mutual fund is like a passive investment. You keep doing it, don't worry too much about it. Get a little bit active. Take out a portion of that money, maybe 20, 30 lakhs out of it, just as an example. You could have a focused portfolio where you just have 10 or 15 stocks in your portfolio, which are curated by some experts and likely to give you stupendous growth in the next 5 to 10 years. Because those profits are the ones that will help you achieve these aspirations. Make sense?
Yes.
Yeah. See, once you've done that, we now move into step 4. The step 4 is very important because step 4 is all about actually doing it. So let me just quickly go back to this whiteboard here. If C1 was Scandinavia, and if you wanted to stay there, let's say, example, for about a month, do it. It's not going to make a difference to your life because you see that the cost of this is going to be, say, 3% of your portfolio. But take that risk, take that liberty. So you are able to tick this off your list. When you tick something off, you feel great, which if you are not able to tick off, nothing is going to happen. But that's why these rankings help you. Get one success. So if you have 20 things on bucket list, even if you tick 1, 2, 3 in the next 1 or 2 years, you will feel fantastic about yourself. Does it make sense?
Yes.
Yeah? Would that make you happy?
Yes, of course.
All right, okay. So now that brings me to step number 5. It's about journaling. Actually take out a book, call it your journal or personal journal, and write down a few things that I achieved this, or I'm thankful that this happened in my life, or I was wishing for this thing to happen so that this has actually manifested, it has actually happened. It also is extremely scientific. Because we are humans, we tend to forget. So whenever we are feeling stuck or a little bit into the rut, pull out your journal, open that page and see what you've written. The moment you read it, all the experiences come back to you. So this makes sense?
Yes, absolutely.
All of this personal growth, etc. Does it make sense?
Yes.
So financial freedom is about living those experiences. It's about actually utilizing the fruits of your labor. So Saif, how did you find our conversation? Was it revealing? Did it ring some bells? Did you identify some interesting areas of your life?
Yeah, I think what I've come across this is we know all these things, but unless someone points it to us, it always stays at the back of our head.
Yeah, it's there in our subconscious, But till the time somebody says, pull out a pen and paper, write it down, it's suddenly a clinical environment and suddenly you become more aware of things that were there at the back of our mind, they come into the foreground. So that's the beauty of this. So, we have a little ritual here which we follow at Money Mentors. 3 or 4 key takeaways, which you might be able to implement the moment you walk out of this place or say tomorrow morning. So things that you would like to implement in your life.
So I think the first thing immediately when I go home is make a list. So that should be our first.
So make a bucket list. That's the first thing. If you don't have a list, you don't know what to do, you don't know where to look, you don't have a game plan, don't have an action plan. So make a bucket list.
Second, go through my bank statements.
Right.
See what's happening in terms of investments and see how we can look at that. And
so count your money. That's your second takeaway. Look at bank statements, other investments you've done, what's the market value, because then you can decide what to do with it.
Be more aggressive with my investments.
Yeah, that's true. Pushing the pedal. I mean, that's a part of the process. Pushing the pedal is so vital at this stage of our life, and we are in this midpoint of our life, because there are so many more years to go, and if we stay in the same fashion, we might not get to achieve a lot of our aspirations. So that's one other key takeaway, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So thank you, Saif. It was wonderful having you here.
My pleasure.
Thank you all for joining in, and I do hope that you've had some really great takeaways for yourself too. There is a lot to learn, right? But one step at a time, so stay tuned. This is Money Mentors, where we show you how to make your money work for you and help you kickstart your financial journey. See you next time.